Hello everyone, Fanta here. You're watching FANTAVISION, and today I am discussing GameStop. Yep. It is the end of days for GameStop, everybody. The end is near. We're rounding to Phase 3. And, of course, we're learning it from Camelot 331, the Camelot Chronicles, the finale of the 3-phase program that GameStop had. And I predicted it. I guessed correctly. I said that they were going to be closing a lot of stores, mostly the underperforming one. But I did not think that they were going to close down this many freaking stores. They're going to be closing down. Let's cut to the chase. We'll get to what the other phases were before. I'm guessing you've seen those videos, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let's get to the main freaking topic. GameStop is shutting down 2,400 stores. That is mind-blowing. That is an insane amount of stores. They have 4,400 stores right now. So they're shutting down more than half of all of their stores. Now, this is coming from his inside source and has been confirmed by a couple other sources that he has. Again, some people for some reason don't believe him, but he says something. He says his source told him, and then it happens. So if you guys don't believe at this point, I'm not quite sure why. I feel like it is legitimate enough of information to report it myself and talk about it. Because I know people are going to ask my take, and it's really interesting to talk about. Because like I said, I've had experience with GameStop, and I've made lots of GameStop videos. So they're shutting down 2,400 stores, and I know my prediction was that they're going to be around for another 4 to 5 years. But that just is not the case if they're shutting down that many stores. In my opinion, at least. I feel like they maybe have 1 to 2 years. If they somehow don't turn their company around after this Hail Mary, they're done. They're absolutely done. This is the sign of a dying store. A dying company. It's the last hurrah, and God, I mean, when he said that they're shutting down 2,400 stores, I audibly gasped because I couldn't believe it was that many. I knew there were going to be a lot, but I had no idea it was going to be more than half. What's weird though is that he talks about how they're ordering 2,000 new terminals, new points of sale. Why would you spend that much money? I mean, I guess they're using the money that they're closing all those other stores with. They're trying to upgrade the stores that are going to be left. They're going to try to make them the best experience possible. They're going to turn some into these retro stores, some into the tabletop stores. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I feel like it's going to be so demoralizing to even the people left. I mean, there's going to be so many stores closing. And now a lot of people are talking about how it makes sense because there are lots of stores in their area that are close by. And you're right, those stores that are super bunched up don't make sense. And, if those are shut down, yeah, I get that. But the fact that they're shutting down 2,400, and if they're shutting down all the stores that aren't making a profit but are customer favorites, like the store near me, is not making a profit usually, but when it comes to pre-orders and stuff like that, they kill it. But I feel like that store is going to go down the drain. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I want to suggest it to you guys or not, I'm going to go use up all my credit because I don't want to, have you guys all jump the gun. Maybe you guys think your store is going to be fine. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a high volume store. It makes a lot of profit. It's going to be just fine. But I know the store that I like to frequent, and I hate all the other stores except for this one. Not only because I know the manager, I just like the location and I like the store itself. So the fact that that is probably going to go bye-bye, I'm going to go ahead and just spend whatever credit I have left on Steam gift cards. So pour one for your boys in black over at GameStop. Pour one for all the district managers going to be losing their jobs because there's going to be so few stores left that there's no way they're going to keep all of these district managers. Do you think they would have preemptively fired enough district managers to kind of prepare for this sort of thing, but I feel like there's probably still too many. Camelot talks about his source and how his source mentions that their district, multiple sources actually talked about their district managers just kind of being quiet after a conference, just kind of being secluded, and I guess they have to write a list of names of the people they want to keep. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that is accurate, that they're going to have to list down specific names of the people they want to keep. I don't know how district managers would choose that when corporate is most likely going to be picking and choosing the stores that are not doing well. Maybe they're talking about employees they want to save from the individual stores that are closing down and maybe move them to the stores that are staying open. I don't know the details about that. It wasn't completely explained. And also the fact that the people in the GameStop headquarters were not told ahead of time. They were told the day they went in that they were terminated. There was a list that was read off. Again, this is all Camelot's source said this, but again, everything's been right so far. Why not believe the details? And it makes sense, honestly. There are a lot of companies that have done this in the past, where they just read off a list of names of people that were brought into another room and then fired on the spot and escorted out. I mean, that has happened in countless companies. I can see it happening in GameStop. It sounds just doomsday-like. And that's what's really happening. They're getting Thanos snapped. They're literally getting Thanos snapped. Except it's worse. It's even worse than if Thanos were to do it, because there's more than half being shut down. So I feel really bad for everybody who's going to be losing their jobs. And people want me to give my thoughts on how I feel if GameStop does go under, and I'll make my video about that when it does go under, because I'm sure it will. But just kind of my preview thoughts of it is I feel bad for everybody who's getting fired. Not everybody deserves it at GameStop. Not everybody that works there is a scumbag. I worked there. I was not a scumbag, and that's why I didn't get promoted a whole lot. But customers loved me, and I had lots of regulars that actually, whenever they recognized me in other stores, when I was just out shopping or when I worked at Walmart, they'd give me a handshake, and some of them even gave me a hug because I helped them out. I was genuinely trying to help them out, and I was in their best interest. I didn't care to scam them just to make my numbers look better. I wanted to help them out because I've always wanted to help the consumer, because that's what I am too. I want to help other people save money, and I want other people to have a good experience with video games, because that's what I've always had from other people. I don't have people lying to me, and it's made my gaming experience so much better. And the few times that I've had someone lie to me and tell me, oh yeah, that game's great, and I got home and it was just garbage, ruined my day, you know? And so I always wanted to be as knowledgeable as possible. I wanted to help out. And I'm sure there are a lot of other employees out there that are like that. So don't celebrate the demise of GameStop, because there's a lot of people that are going to be losing their jobs. And to be honest, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss if GameStop gets shut down, because like I said, I know people that work at my local one. They're friendly. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass that they're always understaffed and I have to wait in line forever. But it was just like a quick and easy place to pick up like an old game instead of having to go on eBay. So I don't know. I'm going to miss it. I feel bad. And if you're not aware of what the other two phases were, the first phase was the firing of, it was like 50 or 60 district managers and regional managers. So it sounded like they were kind of preparing for this, but I don't know if that's enough. I feel like they're going to have to fire more. And then the second phase was firing half of the headquarters. So it's just Thanos snap, Thanos snap, Thanos snap to each of these different sections of leadership and then the stores themselves. So I expected this to happen. I called that this was going to happen. I predicted that they were going to be shutting down stores. I did not predict that they were going to be shutting down this many freaking stores. I don't remember saying half or more than half. That's insane. Now, Camelot was saying that this is going to drive the stock market price up. I don't know anything about stocks, but what he said sounded right. It is going to make it look like GameStop made some sort of profit. It's going to make it look like the numbers are better, which is going to drive stock prices up. To me, in theory, that makes sense on paper, but I feel like stocks are a lot more emotional than they have to do with numbers. And I don't know if shareholders are going to believe those numbers. I feel like shareholders are going to have the same sentiment that a lot of people are having, that this is the last gasp of GameStop, and that this is the end and not the new beginning. Now, it could be the new beginning. They could use this money in a smart way. They could completely redo everything they're doing in stores. They could be customer first, customer focused. They could work on not shoving things down people's throats and actually making it a good customer experience, which would then spread the word. They could be more price competitive. I don't know. But if they don't do these things, they're going to be dead, and it's unfortunate. In my opinion, it's unfortunate. I know it's kind of a scummy company. They've done a lot of bad things, but there have been local places that are great. And at least the mom and pop shops, the smaller ones I've dealt with, are even worse than GameStop, because they have to worry about overhead even more than GameStop, and they have to, make a profit individually. That's that. And let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If you guys are sad about this, if you guys are worried about your local store, if you work at GameStop, if you're worried about losing your job, or if you are one of those people that are celebrating the death of a corporation that I'm sure it must have been some good behind it. Just a store dedicated to gaming. And this is the last store dedicated to gaming. This is the last company that is dedicated to just selling games at a retail level. Yeah, there's still Best Buy, Target, Walmart, but they're not dedicated to it. And even though I feel like GameStop has done a lot of bad in the industry, I mean, they've definitely pushed pre-order culture, which is just garbage. I feel like they must have done some other things as well that are good. I mean, they have published some games. They have funded some game development studios. So they've done a little bit of good. And they've maybe brought gaming more in the mainstream just because of how many GameStops there were. But I think it's the end. Let me know if you think this is the end too. Let me know about that. Maybe you guys think that this is going to be the new beginning, but I feel like it's too little, too late. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys. I know it's weird to hear me say that I actually enjoy going to GameStop occasionally, but like I say in the podcast, it's just a quick place to trade in some stuff that I don't want. If you take advantage of those trade-in promos, you can sometimes get more than you paid for a game. Or if the game goes on like Games with Gold or PlayStation Plus and I don't really care to own the physical copy because I'm not like huge into it and I just wanted to play it, you make some money back that way. And if you have local stores that have employees that are out to help you and you've befriended them, or they are your friends that work there, it's going to be sad to see them go. Also, I know a lot of people ask, I'm drinking Peanut Butter Milk Stout by Belching Beaver Brewery. Now, peanut butter beer doesn't sound good, but this is probably one of the tastiest, smoothest beers I've ever had. This is delicious. 5.3% alcohol. And I want to read this thing real quick. America's favorite peanut butter milk stout. How many peanut butter milk stouts are out there that you're making that claim? I don't know if it's really that big of an accomplishment if there's not that many out there. But this is amazing. Troy, I don't know who Troy is. Troy came up with the idea of combining peanut butter with our Beaver's Milk Stout. I don't know if you want to name a beer Beaver's Milk. I don't know if anybody's had Beaver's Milk, but to me that doesn't sound very appetizing. And he nailed it. Don't let the dark color fool you. Well, it's a stout. This beer is delightfully easy to drink with cascading aromas of roasted peanuts, dark chocolate, and coffee. I get all of that. I've never had a beer been described on the can or by people that taste it and have it taste exactly like that, but this beer honestly tastes exactly like how they're describing, smells exactly like how they're describing. Good times to you, my friend, and welcome to the Beaver family. Cheers, Tom. I'm guessing Tom and Troy are the people that own the company. that was completely random. Sorry about the podcast being delayed again. It was a scheduling issue again. I'm going to try to get that down pat so it doesn't keep happening because I feel really bad every time. But I've got 2 Patreon videos on the way, and I think you'll really enjoy them because I definitely enjoyed making them.